Hello friends, family, total strangers. Today's video is going to be on camping etiquette for nomads. And I did create an outline today just because there's so much stuff I don't want to miss anything. So let's jump right into camping etiquette. So yeah, a lot of people who are new to van life haven't camped much. And, I think even people who have camped have just kind of camped locally, and there's bigger concerns when you're in areas that see more pressure than, either little local dispersed camping on the river. So, yeah, let's get right into it. So I'm going to start with stealth camping. I'm not a big stealth camper. I hate stealth camping. I've done it here and there, as I absolutely have to. But the biggest thing is don't park in front of somebody's house. It's rude to them. That's their space. And parking right in front is a good way to get the cops called on you. But it's not just about that. It's about giving those people who own that house their space. If you're gonna park on the street, park kind of near an apartment building where other cars are parked. And yeah, don't park in front of somebody's house. Don't dump jugs of urine in the street. Or get out of your van and pee on a tree. Or, wash your dishes outside and dump your dirty dishwater in the street. Don't do that. Because it's just going to call attention to you, but again, it's rude to the people of the neighborhood. Spend your day in a park. I mean, city parks are a great place to spend your days. And when you stealth camp, you should be showing up right before you go to bed, sleep in your van, and then wake up first thing in the morning and leave and go to a city park or go to some public space where it doesn't matter if you're, because it's just being considerate to the people that live in a neighborhood. And it's also, you don't want to get hassled. You don't want to get hassled, but you also don't want to be invasive into other people's lives. Which are the main reasons for that. And from there, let's transition into like Walmart's, parking lots, rest areas, casino parking, truck stops, that sort of thing, like this kind of parking lot camping. Don't set up camp. I also avoid this type of camping as much as I can. When I'm traveling, like really traveling across country, like to see my parents, I will end up camping in places like that, like rest areas, truck stops, very, very occasionally, actually only once, a Walmart. Don't set up camp. Just understand that what it is a place to sleep. It's not a place to set out camp chairs, dump your dishwater, all that stuff. Because if you're out there doing that, odds are those places, and you're making an impact on the guests of that establishment, odds are that place is going to shut down their camping. So, yeah, just, pretty much everything on this list is about just having respect for other people. So, yeah, just have respect for other people and have respect that it's not your right to sleep in that parking lot. It's something that that business is allowing, and that's awesome, and it's great, but it's not your right. And don't abuse it. Don't abuse the privilege that you're being given. And obviously, yeah, don't dump urine or dishwater in a Walmart parking lot. And I think one that's less obvious maybe, and I feel like a lot of people do, I mean, especially when you're from a city, you're not used to being out on your own, and you pull into a Walmart parking lot and you see another RV, you're like, oh, I'm gonna park near them because, you know, this is apparently where they are. Don't do that. Give other people their space in the parking lot. So, you know, obviously if it's crowded, you know, get in wherever you can. But if there's one RV in the Walmart parking lot and there's sites all over the place, don't park right next to that RV. Park several aisles over. And if you want to drop by and say hi and whatever, if there's, you know, out and about, then fine. But don't crowd people. Big no-no, big etiquette faux pas. You know, because a lot of people living this lifestyle are, you know, kind of loners, and they're not necessarily looking to make friends with you. And they definitely are looking for, you know, their own little space. So don't crowd them. Which goes to transitions into boondocking. So boondocking, camping out in national forest, BLM land, wildlife management areas, wherever. When you're out dispersed camping out boondocking, same thing, don't crowd people. You know, if there's a bunch of sites available and there's only one person there, don't take the site right next to that person. You know, go several sites down, give them their space, and yeah, and if you want to try to meet them or something, then just go for a walk and walk by, and if they're outside, you know, you can try starting a conversation, and if they don't want to talk, they'll let you know in not so many words, probably. So yeah, and I also don't think you should just knock on somebody's door. If they're outside, great. But if they're in their vehicle or in their van or in their RV or whatever, I personally don't. I think you should give people their space. And if they want to socialize, they'll probably be outside at some point. And you can try it then. But I don't. I'm not the type of person that would go up and knock on somebody's rig. And I don't really think that's the right way to go. You'll get a chance to meet them because they'll be outside at some point, and if they want to talk, they'll let you know in not so many words. Respect your neighbors and your noise levels. So actually, before I go on to that, I just want to talk about the old situation, the crowding thing. I was parked at a site on the Grand Canyon, and it was this area that had, it was the North Rim. There was this area that had 4 more campsites. It had about 5 campsites total around a loop road, and only one of them was on the Grand Canyon, which was the one that I was at, and it was a pretty big site. And I was the only person at the campground, so it was one site. All other 4 sites were occupied or were unoccupied. And this guy rolls up in his RV with his kids, who's from Kansas, and he parks in my spot on the other side of the spot, but in my spot on the canyon, and decides to start setting up camp. And I was nice about it. I actually decided to not hassle him, and because it was obvious like this guy doesn't know what he's doing. But he decided he was just going to set up camp. And I think he kind of realized after about 30 minutes that there's this strange bearded guy in a van, and here's my teenage daughter, you know, right in front of. So he ended up moving his RV down to another site. So yeah, I was nice about it. I didn't confront him. I just let it go. But yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, so back to the neighbors. Yeah, keep your noise levels down. You know, if you're the type of person that likes to either play music or you know, play, you know, a MP3 player, you know, with a Bluetooth speaker, whatever you want, cranking music, then try to pick a site that's away from people. And if you can't get a site that's away from people, keep your levels low and then cut it off in the evening, like 9, 10 o'clock latest, cut it off. And also, if you're just hanging outside around a campfire, just keep your voices down after 10, because, you know, if you're the type of person who likes to stay up till, you know, midnight, 1, 2 in the morning, fine. But just understand that other people aren't doing that, and you don't want somebody pulling out their trumpet and starting to blare it right outside your van at 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning. So just have respect for noise levels. If you're got people within earshot, then just keep them in mind. This is one that bugs the crap out of me. Don't feed the animals. A lot of people do this. They'll feed like the squirrels. They'll feed, you know, if there's raccoons or something, they'll throw stuff out. Don't do that. That is a horrible thing to do because it's habituating the animals to human foods and from that campsite. So future campers are going to get like harassed by that wildlife. It's going to come up and take stuff out of their hands. It might even bite them. And you've created this horrible situation. And a lot of times those animals will end up getting destroyed, especially if it's like a bigger animal like a raccoon or a fox or a coyote. If the Forest Service is constantly having problems with it, they'll trap that animal and kill it. So you are literally killing those animals by feeding them. And you're also making them aggressive. And yeah, don't feed the animals. Just, they're wild animals. They'll get their food, don't worry. They'll get their own food. And don't habituate them to human food, and don't teach them to take food out of humans' hands. So yeah, before I go on anymore, I'm actually going to go ahead and kick you off to the more of my footage from Joshua Tree. Joshua Tree was really awesome. So again, this trip was probably over a month ago now. But I had so much footage from it, I'm still trying to get through it all. And I don't think I'm even going to get it all into this. I think I'm just going to do some of the walks through the rocks. So let me kick you that footage. Enjoy. I believe this is Skull Rock. I'm not feeling super ambitious today, so I'm probably just going to walk around on the short tourist trails and check it out. So that's the plan for today. Just cobble together a bunch of short trails while I drink my coffee. I'm directly under those. Those layers in the rock are super neat. No idea how those got there. This is a super cool juniper. It almost looks like a bonsai. There's some climbers up there to give you some scale.
Sister what? Sister wife.
I'm back. So my suggestion, Joshua Tree is amazing, really awesome. Skull Rock is really cool, but don't do the Skull Rock Trail. So there's a Skull Rock Trail which starts at Skull Rock. So Skull Rock, you don't even have to do the trail to see the rock. It's right on the road. So it's right where you park. Skull Rock's right there. Get your photos and videos and go across the street and do the other hike. I forget the name of it. Do that hike, because Skull Rock, the hike itself is terrible. It's a 1.6 mile loop, and a half a mile of it parallels the road. So it's just walking alongside the road, just, 20 feet off the road, running parallel. And then the next half mile is through a campground. So you're walking on a paved road through a campground. And then the last 0.6 miles is actually kind of a cool trail into the rocks. And it's probably the most popular trail in the park because of the Skull Rock name. And it's definitely the worst trail in the park. So don't do Skull Rock. See the rock. Get your photos with the rock. Go early so you don't have a bunch of people in your photos and videos. And yeah, don't do that trail. Go across the street. That trail is awesome. There's a whole network of trails across the road, and even that 0.6 mile of the Skull Rock Trail that's cool is across the road. So do that instead. Yeah. So this video, as it turns out, is super long. So I'm going to go ahead and split it into 2 videos. So this is part 1. Stay tuned for part 2. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. Thanks a bunch.